Hi Tamara, I'm Jenna.
Hi.
It's nice to meet you. I'm glad you came in to see me today.
Thanks. I am too.
I just want to let you know before we get started that everything we talk about in here is confidential. The only reason I have to break that is if you talked about any type of wanting to hurt yourself or others or any type of abuse or neglect to children or elderly.
Okay.
I also want to let you know that I may take some notes while we're talking just so I can, keep my thoughts straight with what you're talking about. So, um, I guess we'll get started right now. What brings you in here today?
Well, I'm a freshman at UGA, and I really like living in Athens, but I think I might have a drinking problem.
Mm-hmm.
I just had a really sheltered life, and when I came to UGA, I have so many more opportunities to do whatever I want, which has now turned into so many opportunities for drinking, and I think I might have a problem.
Okay, so tell me more about what you mean when you say you think you have a problem.
I just think drinking used to be fun, and now it's something that happens too much, like too many nights a week, and then I just have trouble waking up and going to class, and then I have trouble doing my homework because I'm at a party, and I just think it's a problem.
Okay, so what I'm hearing you say is that before you were maybe just drinking on the weekends and it was, an outing every once in a while and it was fun, but now it's turned into excess and you're doing it too much in your opinion?
Yeah.
Okay, and it's starting to impact your schoolwork? What about any other parts of your life besides your schoolwork?
I think it's difficult for me to make good influence friends when I'm not making the best choices on weeknights.
Right.
So I don't have, or all the people I've been hanging out with are doing the same thing I'm doing. So it's hard for me to have someone to hang out with if I don't want to drink.
Okay. So where and kind of when do you feel like you're pushed towards drinking?
Where a location?
Just where in your life, throughout the week, I mean.
Okay. Usually after chapter, I'm in a sorority, and we have meetings every week. And after chapter, sometimes we just will watch The Bachelor and have wine night, which started out being fun, and now it's just everyone drinks too much and makes bad choices. And yeah.
Do you feel comfortable sharing more about what you mean by bad choices?
Yeah, well, sometimes we just will go out downtown on a weeknight, and that's there's some shady people down there, and we just don't always do the right thing.
You mean as far as doing the right thing, maybe instead of going out, you should be doing your homework, that kind of thing, instead of just going out and hanging out with your friends every night.
Yeah, and even just getting enough sleep. I just don't sleep at night. I sleep during the day. And I don't go to class, and it's just this hot mess.
Right. So as you were talking about, you were in a sorority and everything, how do you feel like your sorority sisters kind of affect your behavior?
Well, since there's so many people in the sorority, I think the ones I've chosen to hang out with make the same, or have the same behaviors I do. They all enjoy drinking and going out. And I think there could be other girls that I could hang out with that are studious and are doing more positive things in the community, using their time, I guess, more wisely than I'm using it right now. But I'm not hanging out with those girls, so it's easy for me to make the same choice over and over.
Okay. Would you say that it's easier for you to get along with those girls that are going out and stuff rather than the ones that you're saying maybe are making better choices?
Yeah, I just think they're less judgmental.
Okay.
And I don't know. I think they're more fun, and so I just want to hang out with them.
Yeah, I understand that. So when you're going out and you're drinking and stuff, what do you feel like you're accomplishing anything by doing that? it a sense of, I mean, is it a sense of like relieving stress or something like that?
Yeah, I think it's just hard to come, like, being a freshman is hard because you're trying to figure out, like, who you want to be and you're not with your parents anymore. And, like, I don't even know what I want to do when I graduate, but I'm just, like, trying to learn and get a degree, but I don't even know what I want to do. So I feel like I'm kind of wasting time, but at the same time, like, you have to graduate to get a job, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
So what I'm hearing you say is you're having a hard time kind of maybe motivating yourself to go to class because you're not entirely sure what you want to do.
Yeah, and I think classes are just, like, kind of boring.
Right. I can understand that. Are your classes like the lecture style?
So.
I can understand that.
Yeah.
It's a little hard to focus in like such a big classroom with.
Yeah.
I'm sure most freshman classes are like what
Huge,
really
like
big.
300 people.
Yeah. It can definitely be hard to focus. I understand that. So with not really knowing what you want to do and having a hard time going to class, do you feel like, have you ever thought like in the past about anything that has sort of piqued your interest?
Well, I mean, in high school I used to volunteer with this organization that tutored kids, and I liked that. I think kids are, like, funny and they're pretty cool, but I don't really know. I don't know if I want to be a teacher, so
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, since you mentioned that you like kids and tutoring and stuff, and you said there were some girls in your sorority that did volunteering and stuff, are there any opportunities maybe to work out some sort of collaboration or something that helps children, maybe at schools or anything like that?
Yeah, actually, our philanthropy works with schools and like we do book drives for the kids, and so we do spend a lot of times in the schools in our community.
That's good.
I usually don't do that.
Yeah. So, kind of jumping back a little bit. So when you say like you're not engaging in those opportunities and activities, what kind of is going on like in your thoughts when you're choosing to go and hang out with your friends and drink and not do those positive activities like you're talking about now?
Kind of just like nothing. Like, I just don't want to think about anything.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's easier for me to just go and drink and not think. Or
Right.
as if I was going out with those other girls who, like, are doing good things all the time. I just feel like I would have to always be good and, like, never do anything fun.
Yeah, I can understand that. Would it be accurate to say that maybe you feel like because you don't know kind of what you want to get a degree in and do with your life, that kind of avoiding thinking about that is kind of steering you in that other direction?
Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate.
Okay. So when you do go out and you drink, I want to talk about a little bit of some. Consequences is kind of a harsh term, but we can talk about it in a positive way in that it's just like a result of your drinking, and then like the negative consequences. So, if you could, we'll talk through some. What do you think are some positive kind of results of you going out and drinking and hanging out with your friends?
I mean, I feel like I get closer to my friends.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy for me to not think, to not have to, like, obsess about school.
Yeah.
Like, meet a lot of new people. That's probably it.
Okay. I think those are some really valid points, definitely. And I think that once we kind of dive in a little bit to the negatives, we may be able to kind of find a little balance between those and maybe find a different direction to kind of be able to get those same results. So what can you tell me about maybe some negative consequences that you might get from excessively drinking and going out and things like that?
Well, I guess since I'm only 18, I, like, technically can't legally drink.
Right.
But so I'm, like, a little bit worried that I'll get, like, arrested for being underage drinking.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what that's called. Anyways.
Like a minor in possession.
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
thing.
MIP. And I don't know. So like that would be kind of sucky.
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, I spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's a pretty bad
Mm-hmm.
aspect. And I don't have a job, so that money is not supposed to be used for alcohol. I think. I mean, it's obviously affecting my schoolwork because I just already don't want to go to class, and then
Yeah.
when I'm hungover, there's like no way I'm going to class.
Mm-hmm.
And since my teachers don't take attendance, I'm kind of like, why would I go?
Okay.
You know? So, I don't know about that. But yeah.
So, talking about those positives and negatives, would you say that those negatives that we just talked about kind of weigh a little bit heavier than the positives as far as what it could potentially do to your life and the effects it could have on it?
Yeah. I think that's accurate.
That maybe those consequences are a little more severe than, you know, you're getting closer to friends and being able to relax because there could be alternates, like an alternate behavior to be engaging in instead of something that can have such detrimental outcomes.
Mhm.
So I kind of want to move on to talking about what does it feel like when you're like wanting to go out and drink and stuff, as far as like, is it more like a bodily urge that like you feel like you can't say no to alcohol, or is it more just like a mental decision, like I just want to go hang out with my friends?
I think it's more of like a mental decision.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I just like get bored, and so I'm just like, this is fun, and I want to go hang out with my friends, and I don't know.
Do you feel like you ever have a hard time saying no when people invite you to go out or anything like that?
I mean, I never say no, so maybe.
Yeah. Do you think, is that something that is common in other aspects of your life, not being able to say no? Like maybe if a friend asks you to do a favor or something, and even if you are really busy, you still make time for them?
Yeah, I just like feel really bad. Like I don't want to let people down,
Mm-hmm.
and so I think I have a problem with saying no.
Right.
But usually it's not that big of a deal.
So when people ask you to hang out and you feel like you can't say no, are you worried that they're gonna maybe judge you for not saying no?
Well, I just don't want to hurt their feelings. Like,
Okay.
I think like they obviously wanted me to come, or they wouldn't have asked, and so I would feel bad if they like got their feelings hurt because I said no.
Right. And do you ever think that maybe if you did say no, maybe the next time they wouldn't invite you?
Yeah, and sometimes, well, yeah, I just always like being invited.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So when you said that it's like your choice to want to go out and stuff, and when you're actually out and drinking and people offer you a drink, do you feel like you can't say no to that either?
Kind of. I just like don't want people to think I'm weird.
Yeah.
And I just think like it'll be fun, so I don't really see any like negative.
Okay. So in situations where you are invited to go out and hang out with your friends and go drinking and things like that, do you ever feel like there's anything else going on in your life that's like kind of pushing you towards that? Like maybe something negative going on with like, I don't know, one of your other friends or a boy or something?
I think like my parents are kind of like sticklers. Like they always want me to like be perfect and to like get an A in every class, and you know like like have the like best friends and like have this perfect life. And I just think like life is not perfect, and I think they have these unrealistic expectations, and I just am trying to do the best I can and just keep letting them down.
Okay. Do you ever get into kind of disagreements with your parents about those things, like while you're here at college?
Yeah, a I think it's kind of like we're just both so stubborn. I sometimes don't even want to go to class just because I know it'll piss them off.
Right.
But I also am they're paying for this education, so I kind of owe it to them.
Right.
But it's this big, all the time. I'm am I gonna go or am I gonna piss them off? What can I do?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Have you ever had the encounter where maybe you did get into an argument with your mom or your dad on the phone or something, and then one of your friends invited you somewhere, and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna go, because I just got into an argument with my parents. So maybe feelings a little bit of maybe spite, or is that too harsh to say?
No, I think that's fair. I just want to kind of get back at them, and they can't do anything about it because they're not here.
Okay. So kind of touching back on when we talked about positive and negative consequences in a situation like we were just talking about where you got into an argument with your parents and then you decided to go out and stuff. Do you think that there are any consequences that could affect your parents by your choice to go out and drink and stuff?
I mean, yeah, if I got arrested, they'd have to come pay and get me out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think it's a little bit embarrassing for them if they have to tell their friends, oh yeah, Tamara dropped out of school because she couldn't pass any of these freshman classes.
Yeah.
So, I wouldn't want that to happen, but at the same time, it could.
Mm-hmm. So you're kind of battling right now between you don't you can see how that would affect them, but kind of not caring at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think that for today we did a really good job of kind of touching on different situations and people that may be influencing your decisions right now. I just kind of want to recap that you said you're kind of worried about your classes and everything and passing because you're kind of maybe spending too much time going out and drinking and hanging out with your friends. But as we discussed, that it's kind of coming from not knowing what you want to do, and kind of struggling with a little bit of finding motivation to make it to class and everything.
Yeah.
What's the point if I don't know what I want to do with my life?
Yeah.
And so, and then just talking about your kind of friends that you have right now that are influencing your decisions, and maybe in our future sessions we can talk about how we can change maybe some of the friend groups, not drastically, and you can still have those friends and go out maybe on the weekends, and we'll just kind of talk about ways to maybe make a plan to change some of those behaviors and influence them with a positive manner, and then maybe touch on some interactions with your parents and stuff. But I think for today we did pretty good.
Okay, that sounds good.
All right, so I think we did good for today. And is there anything that you have any questions for me about anything?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, I think that we are about done with our time, and we can wrap it up. And
okay.
I think I'll probably see you same time next week if that's a good time and if that's good for you that time of the week. Okay, awesome. And then we'll probably go. There's no set time and how many sessions that we'll have, just whenever you're starting to feel more confident and better with what's going on in your life and everything.
Okay.
And just, I'm always here if you need anything, if it's not your scheduled time, just let me know if there's anything that I can help you with or any other resources that you may need or anything like that.
Okay.
I'll cut that out. I've been needing to do that for a while. That was so good, Jenna.
That was so hard.
You did really good though.
You
did
so good.